Hi, friends. I'm Webmaster Chris Heidlebaugh, owner and founder of Colorado Web Impressions, where we help Colorado small businesses just like yours succeed online. From web design and SEO to social media and video marketing, our goal is truly to help you take control of your online success. And thank you so much for being here, watching this video, and wanting to learn a little bit more of who we are at Colorado Web Impressions. Let's face it, you have many, many choices when it comes to who you can trust with your online marketing needs. From choosing the right webmaster to choosing the right web designer, SEO expert, social media manager, and so on and so on. It's a big task to try to find one company, let alone multiple companies that can handle all of these different elements of your business. So as you're interviewing people, let's be honest, some of the best agencies in the United States are located right here in Colorado. Colorado Springs has some of the best, and so does Denver and Boulder. And so you have a lot of great options to choose from. And so the fact that you're watching this video, I feel so honored and blessed that you are maybe considering Colorado Web Impressions to handle your digital marketing needs. So with that being said, as you start to interview and narrow down your list of potential candidates, it's really easy to kind of see similarities and patterns, also things that you may not like. And then sometimes you even can kind of go down the rabbit hole of it turns into a commodity where, well, anybody can build a website, anybody can do SEO. So then it turns into a pricing game. And so it's one of those things that I really want to be able to share with you reasons why you may decide to work with us. Again, you have many choices. And so I just want to be upfront and honest and transparent and share some things with you that you may desire to know. I'm going to give you 5 tips. And for me, number 5 is the most important one, but we're going to start with number 1. So let's get started. Okay, so the number 1 thing that people have told us through the years, I've been doing this for nearly 20 years now, is being local. You see, it's one of those things that when you're working with an agency that is in another state, you have to worry about time zones. The bigger the agency, then you get a customer service desk. You don't get to talk to the web designer who's actually working on your project. Maybe you talk to an account manager and then they have to forward messages. Or maybe you're working with a company who outsources the work. And so your work is being done by another company that does white labeling, or a company that's overseas, and you have to talk to them like at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it just gets kind of crazy. So for me, and our team is being local is I love drinking coffee. So I enjoy meeting up with clients at a coffee shop or going to their employment and, sharing a cup of coffee and just learning about where did their company start from? Was it born from sitting at the kitchen table or in the garage, or that weird idea at 3 o'clock in the morning that now has turned into this multi-million-dollar business, right? I love just learning about where you've been and where are you now and where do you want to go? It's so much fun. And so being local, I drive all over Colorado, going to, down to Durango and Pueblo and being local here in Colorado Springs, going to, Denver and all the cities, Aurora, Lakewood, Wheat Ridge, Boulder, Greeley, Fort Collins. I love Estes Park. It's like my favorite place is Estes Park. And so it's amazing to be able to go and meet with clients at their location or at a nice place and have fellowship, eat a nice meal together and just share information, just get to know each other. Because what happens is as we get to know you, then we're able to reflect you and your business through your website, through your different services you hire us for. We can represent you better because we understand your business better. You see, we want to breathe the same air that you breathe. We want to feel your pain points and we want to be able to help you. So being local means that we're accessible. And I think that's a big deal for a lot of people. Okay, so the number 2, thing that people told us they really enjoy is we have month-to-month services. So when you hire us for being your webmaster, like taking care of all of your website updates and plugins and web hosting and domain names, or your SEO or search engine optimization, or social media marketing and things like that, it's one of those things we want to work with you on a month-to-month basis because we want to earn your business. You see, one of the biggest things that I see some companies do is they'll sign you up for 6 months or a year-long contract. And to be fair, that's completely legitimate. It's one of those things, though, that we have also heard the bad side where sometimes some companies will, potentially have this honeymoon phase where everything seems really good. And then about month 3 or 4, it's like, is the company still doing anything? Like, what's going on? Like, maybe I got sold by one person, but now I got to work with somebody else. And there's all these different people to communicate with, and it's hard to know what's even going on. So for us, we want to work for you month to month. And if we're not serving you well, we want to be fired. True story. We've had clients been with us for 10 or 15 years, paying month after month after month after month. And it's great because, again, it's easy to say like, hey, we're going to sign up for a year with somebody and you're good. And again, it does take time for SEO and things like that to go into place. And it's completely legitimate. But for us, we truly believe in, as we've seen over the year of 2020, things can change dramatically, right? So we would rather just work month to month in case there's something that happens, something happens with the business or anything goes on. We want to take care of you. We want to worry about the present. Let tomorrow worry about itself. So we work month to month together, and we want to honor you and your business every single day. Okay, so number 3 is our one company promise. Now, this is going to seem kind of weird, but it's one of those things that it's very common. So the bigger the agency, the more clients they need. And typically it's one of those things where we see this is some client or, some companies that basically, if you have a heartbeat and a credit card, like they'll take on your project, right? They don't really care. And what happens is, say for an example, if you have a business, then you potentially have a competitor, right? There's somebody in your same niche or same industry in your same city. So what happens is sometimes some agencies will, manage the accounts of competitors. And that's typically, I don't think that's the best approach. Even recently, as I filmed this a week ago, I was meeting with one of our attorney clients, and they were telling me how, in the past, they had their agency also served their competitor, and their competitor was 1 block away. So it's this fight between, there's 5 different companies and they're all managed by the same company and they're all fighting with each other for number 1 spot. And it's a situation I don't really like. So for us, with the one company promise is whatever city you serve, whatever your industry is, we're only going to help you. We can't help 5 plumbers be number 1 in Denver for the same keyword or phrase. We can't help 5 dentists in Colorado Springs be number 1 for the same keyword or phrase. So we'll have, companies can get on our waiting list. And so at the point that we stop working together, we can take on a different client for that area. But while we're working together, we're going to work for you day in and day out. We're not helping your competition too. It's us against the world, basically. And so this is an interesting situation where some people don't realize this, but, it's something to be aware of that, some companies may work with your competition, and we just decided that that's not the ethical approach that we want to take. Okay, so here's the number 4 thing. We're getting up to that number 5, which is very important for me. But number 4 is we are a full service agency. Now, although this seems kind of cliche, I guess, to say like we help Colorado small businesses succeed online and things like that, it's one of those things that we really believe in the 80-20 rule, right? So 20% of the things that we do cater to 80% of people. So, we do web design. We do WordPress development. We do WordPress troubleshooting, domain names, web hosting, plugins, themes. We do, SEO, voice SEO, video SEO. We've done ebooks and affiliate marketing. We've done e-courses, social media marketing, video marketing, email marketing. We've done so many different things through the last 20 years. There's really not too much surprises us anymore, but we keep up on trends. So again, voice SEO and voice search and video and podcasting and new trends as they come along. We definitely keep up with these things. But why being full service makes a difference is you have one number to call, you get a hold of us, and we take care of everything for you. So that way you don't have to worry about calling another company for your website services, another company for your SEO, another company for this, another company for that. It's one call, one email, and you can know that everything's being taken care of. Because again, we want to buy you time. You're buying more time when you hire us, because that means you can spend more time working on your offline business, and you're building a team of people around you that, while you're focusing on your offline business and growing it, we're helping you grow online. So it's just a great win-win situation for everybody. Okay, so here it is. The number 5, this is very important to me, and it's just the foundation of our business. So one of the biggest things that separates us versus maybe some other companies is we are bold in our faith. We are a Christian-led and Christian-ran business. And it's one of those things that when we work with clients, we're working for God first, and that, goes through and affects you. It means that we're going to, work hard for you because we're working for God. We're glorifying Him through our work for you. And if you are a believer, that makes sense, right? If we're a brother and sister in Christ, that makes sense when you're like, wow, they care about God. They want to, glorify Him through their actions, through their work, through their, through their words and through their deeds. And if you're not a believer, that's completely fine too. For us, it's one of those things that if we have the opportunity, yes, we would love to open a meeting with prayer, close a meeting with prayer, again, have fellowship over meals, and just be there for each other to know where our hearts are. Because again, when we are also working with honest, faith-based companies, we know the services that you're providing, and then we're providing you also with services. And it's just this great, it's just love, just God's love through work and through our actions and through our deeds. And so it's just a great thing. And so for us, we want to be transparent and open with you. And you might say, Chris, dude, like, whoa. Okay, that did it for me. I'm done. I'm out. Video's over, right? And that's completely fine. Again, even you don't have to be a believer. Like, we come to your office, we're not going to bring our Bibles are in our laptop bags because we just carry them with us anyways. But we're not, I still wear my, armor of God necklace, but I'm not going to make a scene or make a big deal. I mean, there's some companies that they can't talk about religion at work and things like that. And that's completely fine. We just want you to know where our hearts are and where we're coming from. So that way you can know what kind of business you're working with. And there's a lot of companies that want to also work with Christian-based companies or companies that are proud of their faith and things like that. I've also had some people who claim that, being religious is just a business model. And in some ways, I guess it is, because we're serving the Lord in what we do. So, you don't have to be fearful. Again, we're not going to, be bringing Bibles and just preaching to your clients or things like that. It's just more of saying, hey, if we're meeting with you and you're a believer, we would love to be able to pray with you and pray for your staff and your employees, or, for God's blessings on you. But if you're not, great. We're not going to bring it up. We're not going to mention it. But we just want you to know that where our foundation is on, that our foundation is in the Lord Jesus Christ, that He came to earth, He died, and He rose again. That He died for my sins and your sins, and there is a heaven, there is a hell, and we try to keep an eternal mindset. So that's why when you're looking at our pricing, you might say, hey, I got a quote of $8,000 for a website. Why is yours so cheap? It's nothing to do with experience. I mean, again, I have 20 years of experience. I'm a Colorado professor here for college. And, it's one of those things. We do teaching. We do workshops. I've written a book. I care about leadership. And I, it's one of those things that we try to be very transparent. Again, by showing our pricing and things like that on our website is based on who we are. And so we truly want to just be upfront and a company that you can trust. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. Again, I really appreciate your time. And thanks again for watching the video. I know it was a little bit longer, but I just want to share with you who we are. So that way, when you do call us and you do, message us, we already have this similarity, or you already know a little bit about us. So thank you so much for watching this video. And I do please check out some of our other services, our SEO or web design, social media, or just simply go ahead and pick up the phone and give us a call. And thank you so much for watching this. Until next time, I do hope you find success online, offline, and in your life. God bless.